Good afternoon and welcome to the 2020 ACOG Apprenticeship Graduation Event. Happy holidays to you all. My name is Giovanni Washington and I serve as the IDD Education and Employment Analyst with ACOG. Thank you so much for spending time with us this afternoon. We're sure it's going to be a wondrous event. Now, due to the novel coronavirus pandemic, we had to make some changes with our graduation ceremony, and now it's 100% virtual. But that isn't going to deter us from having a great event and recognizing all of the apprentices here today. But before we proceed, I'd like to recognize three individuals. First of all, being Honorable Judge Robert Hurley, who is the chairman of the ACOG Board of Directors. Diane Rath, who serves as the executive director of ACOG. And last but certainly not least, Jacob Ulizinski, who serves as the director of the IDD department. With that being said, we're going to watch some videos throughout this presentation. So sit back, relax, have a great time, and let's go ahead and get started with the first of 6 testimonial videos from our apprentice. And we're going to start with Mr. Kevin Winters.
I would like to thank the food bank for giving me an opportunity to learn new job skills at their site. I would like to thank Judy and Dana for job coaching me and assisting me finding me a job. I would like to thank Chef Chris and Alvin for teaching me to cook and learn new skills. The program, it helped me learn about what teamwork means, how to work together. I would like to get a job at HPB and use the skills I learned with the program.
I would like to thank my brother Rudy because he helped me finish the apprenticeship program and set up my BA trend. The apprenticeship program helped me to do things the right way. Now I would like to learn how to toss the food in the air. Also learn not to put too much food on the pots.
The apprenticeship program was made possible by funding from the Texas Health and Human Services Commission grant. And here today we have 2 gentlemen from the Texas Health and Human Services Commission. First, we have Mr. Monty Chamberlain, who will be speaking, and thereafter, Mr. Glenn Heath. Monty, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Washington. It is quite an honor to be here today with you. And first off, I want to start by congratulating all the apprentices who participated in the program. What an awesome accomplishment leading up to this day to get to celebrate your graduation. I had the privilege, by the way, of visiting the New Braunfels Food Bank back in October, and a great number of the individuals who participated in the apprenticeship were there, and it was truly heartwarming and impressive, both heartwarming and impressive, to see the work that was going on there, the skills that folks were learning, the true desire they had to learn those skills, and speaking on skills, learning transferable skills that'll be taken into other opportunities as they pursue other employment. So first off, again, congratulations to all the apprentices on completion of this program. Secondly, I'd also like to congratulate a few of the key staff that I worked with individually as this project went on throughout the year. And I was lucky to participate in this project with our lead, Mr. Heath, who you'll hear in a moment. I want to give a big congratulations to Dana Lewis, Judy Villarreal, and of course the man, Mr. Giovanni Washington. Mr. Washington, it's been great working with you for several years and look forward to many new opportunities. And Dana and Judy, I look forward to that as well with you guys and the great work that you do for those folks we all serve. I want to speak just a moment during my time about apprentices and then talk to you a little bit about how we came up with the concept of even deploying some apprenticeships. So first of all, during this year, I also want to touch on one other thing. What a challenging year, by the way, right? What a challenging year. You guys had the opportunity to start off at Hyatt Hill Country, and before we knew it, things changed. But you were ready to transition and move to a new opportunity. And every apprentice who's graduating today should pat themselves on the back, and you deserve a great applause for your ability to be nimble and transition rapidly to the new opportunity that was presented after COVID-19 hit. There's none of us in this country who haven't experienced some kind of challenge from that. And we are so impressed with how you guys faced the challenge and transitioned. Now, apprenticeships have become a popular strategy for employee recruitment across the United States. And that popularity is continuing to increase year after year after year. Apprenticeships have become a valuable tool for employers, especially for those employees seeking a specific craft or trade that cannot always be learned in a classroom setting. Many people after high school graduation, for example, they may go on to further education in college, but many times businesses need someone they can train to do certain skilled jobs in the manner that they need those done. So hands-on training in an apprenticeship is extremely valuable for a number of jobs. In times of competition for staffing resources, and just, for example, just before COVID hit, we had some of the lowest unemployment ever in this country. And we all hope that things will return back to normal. We'll see that again. Apprenticeships are something that numerous companies have found to combat difficulty in recruiting and retaining employees. Apprenticeships have a proven track record of producing strong results for both employers and workers. In short, companies can hire someone with limited knowledge of the company or with limited skills pertaining to the jobs at hand at the company. They can train them on the job while they are working to perform the task, earn wages, and train them in the manner that the company needs for the tasks at hand. It's also an opportunity for companies to grow employees who can grow through the organization, learn about new opportunities, and either grow in that organization to those new opportunities, or take those skills they've learned and transfer those into other job settings. So a few reasons why apprenticeships are great for employers, just a few of the many reasons that I wanted to touch on. Apprenticeships build a pipeline of skilled workers. I touched on that just a second ago. Of course, apprentices learn skills on the job. They then take those skills and help the company to continue in growing, or take those skills, those very, very valuable skills, and transfer those into another setting. Also, employers gain workers with customized skills. Those skills that the employer wants and needs for very important work to be done at that given company. Another key factor, and we talk about this a lot with employers. Employers face challenges with retention. In many positions, there's a revolving door. People stay for very short periods of time. Apprenticeships have proven over and over to be such a valuable tool for boosting retention. The bottom line is that apprenticeships are good for business. Simply put, they are good for business. Moving forward, I want to touch just a moment with you on how our program came to be with developing the idea of pilot apprenticeships. We have the opportunity and have had for several years now, to propose projects under the Money Follows the Person program. This is a federal grant from the Center of Medicaid, Medicare Services. And during that, the HHSC staff has the unique opportunity to look into the future, so to speak, at programs that might be valuable for the individuals we serve. And specifically, we focused in our group heavily, among other projects, on employment-related projects. So a little bit of history. Where did this even come from that we would have proposed an apprenticeship program to create a few opportunities? Well, we're going to roll the clock back a little bit. In 2016, myself, our manager, Mr. Donnie Wilson, and another coworker, Mr. Mark Mullins, had attended a meeting in Austin with some of the Project Search leadership. We were listening in, and that is an awesome program, by the way, for high school students. It is very specific to high school students, and those are unpaid apprenticeships or internships, as they call them, whereas we saw an opportunity for paid apprenticeships. So we attended this meeting, walked away talking from that, and thought, what could we do with that kind of concept without stepping on that program that was already in place? We wanted to kind of propose a new idea. So we continued talking that year and ended up developing a project proposal for apprenticeships. We worked behind the scenes drafting language for a pilot that would start at our state-supported living centers. We wanted to capitalize on the different job opportunities within those state-supported living centers that existed. The purpose of that project was to provide an opportunity for individuals living at those centers to be involved in apprenticeship opportunities that provide for job skills acquisition through hands-on opportunities. Examples of those opportunities turned out to be custodial opportunities, painter opportunities, welders helpers, carpenters helper, housekeeping opportunities, swimming pool technicians, horse and barn stable staff, where individuals worked with animals at the stable, records clerks, administrative support, a water treatment technician opportunity was created, materials management and warehouse, and even auto service technician opportunities were created, among others. So you see the wide array with apprenticeships, and that first project that we developed through the proposal in 2016 evolved into a project that was deployed for our fiscal year 2017. Our manager, Mr. Wilson, recruited Mr. Glenn Heath, who you're going to hear from in just a moment. Mr. Heath ran that program back in fiscal year 2017 and had some outstanding results. Those folks also had a similar graduation program to what is being done today, and it ran through the remainder of fiscal year 2017. Some of the successes of that first program, which we learned from, and it planted the seed for developing another project proposal, which you guys were able to participate in, was first, it provided vocational skills needed for individuals residing in Texas state-supported living centers who desired to move into the community and to work further in integrated settings in the community. It provided opportunities for advancement with on-the-job training to approximately 30 total individuals during that pilot project. It also created empowerment for individuals to exercise the principles of self-determination, to choose where he or she wanted to work in their community. So from that project back in, that was first thought of in 2016, proposed, sent up to the federal approvers for approval, and then became a reality in fiscal year 2017. Once that ended, it started laying the groundwork for the apprenticeship program that you guys participated in this year. I want to close by saying again, first of all, congratulations to everyone who participated in this program. Congratulations to every single apprentice. I wish you great success in your next ventures, as you pursue other job opportunities and continue to grow. There's great things that lie ahead in the future for you. And I also want to wish everyone happy holidays and thank you again for the opportunity to speak to you today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Monty. It's been quite the honor working with you and your team, and we look forward to all of our future endeavors. Next, we have Mr. Glenn Heath. Mr. Heath is the HHS program specialist and a key member of the team from Austin. Mr. Heath, the floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, Giovanni. Well, good evening to everyone, especially a good evening to the apprentices. It's been a long year, if nothing else. So what I would really like to do this afternoon, I really want to speak to the apprentices. You spent a year, kind of a turbulent year. We started off, stopped and started back again, but it wound up being a very successful year in the end. So, as I said, I want to speak to the apprentices this afternoon. You've been in an apprenticeship. So I was going to give you guys a little bit of a brief history of apprenticeships. You know, apprenticeships have been around for a very, very long time. In fact, apprenticeships were a critical component of worker education since the Middle Ages. In the Middle Ages, most of the apprentices started their apprenticeship when they were 10 to 12 years old. So they were taking kiddos and starting to learn their job skills at 10 and 12. And they came out of those apprenticeships somewhere typically around the age of 21. In America, apprenticeships have been happening since the founding of our nation. They were the primary form of job education, all during the founding of our nation and even to now. Just to give you an idea of when our nation started, one report showed 537 apprenticeships in 33 different trades in Philadelphia alone in 1770. During the late 1800s up to the early 1900s, apprenticeships faded in America, but this gradually caused a lessening of well-trained workers in the trades and other critical skills. In 1937, the U.S. Congress passed the National Apprenticeship Act, which set up as a formal registered apprenticeship programs across the nation. Today, there are over 24,000 registered apprenticeship programs in the United States. According to the U.S. Department of Labor, there are over 400,000 apprentices in America, learning over 1,000 occupations currently. So all of our apprentices this year were involved in culinary primarily. So that's one occupation. Multiply that times 1,000. So there's 1,000 different occupations being taught in America currently through apprenticeships. Apprenticeships are strong and becoming popular, even more so now in America. Why and how did this apprenticeship help you? So how did it help y'all? Besides the skills you learned, you earned while you learned. You gained practical and relevant work experience. You automatically boosted your career prospects. You achieved sought after qualifications. When you walk into an interview from this day forward in the food service industry, you no longer are going into a job hoping to learn the job and maybe they'll give you a chance. No, you're walking into an interview, you already have the skills they're looking for. So your prospects have dramatically improved. And if you were considering going to higher secondary education, you have avoided those student loans that so many people take on. So let's talk about the apprenticeship in San Antonio. As Mr. Washington and Mr. Chamberlain have already kind of remarked, this was a partnership between the Texas Health and Human Service Commission and Alamo Area Council of Governments. We were using federal grant dollars. It's through a program called Money Follows the Person, MFP. And Alamo did an outstanding job, and I'm going to remark more to that as I run through this. They really did, and I'm not saying that just to be polite. They know I'm not. It's a tough year. Wound up with 2 apprenticeship host sites. The first being High Hill Country Resort. That was a great apprenticeship environment with a host of apprenticeship possibilities. We didn't get to, and this is just this year, hopefully the years will move on, but there is an array of apprenticeship opportunities there. And hopefully ACOG will get to look into that further. And then of course, along came COVID, about the time everything was going really well. And COVID caused us all to pause, everybody in some form or fashion, but ACOG kept right on moving. They found a new partner in the fall, New Bronzeville's Food Bank. It's another excellent apprenticeship host site with actually different culinary skill sets to be learned. That's what I really appreciated about that site when, as Mr. Chamberlain said, we visited earlier in the fall. Those were different skill sets. Both sites provided culinary opportunities, working in a large mass food production kitchen with multiple chefs, learning culinary skills few are actually exposed to. Now, what do I mean with the remark I just said that few are exposed to? Most restaurant kitchen staff do not cook from scratch. Items are pre-cooked and rewarmed at the storefront establishment. At Hyatt, the apprentices cooked from scratch, preparing items from raw or fresh to the cooked items ready to serve. Those who got to work in the pastry bakery, an apprenticeship in a cook from scratch bakery. Those are skills that if you do choose to stay in the food service industry, many of your coworkers will never have experienced that. Those who worked in the steward department, that's the backbone of any kitchen. These skills are essential and always in demand in the restaurant industry. Well, I'm going to tell a little story. As we started this year, early in the year at ACOG, the first week, as we kicked off the apprenticeship, I came and spent the week with all those great people there at ACOG. Giovanni ran up down the elevator about 100 miles an hour every morning, getting all the students into class. Dana ran around the bottom of the building, gathering everybody up, trying to get in the van, heading out to Hyatt. Of course, that great transportation system that was bringing everybody over to ACOG, it was never on time. So Dana was panicking. Everybody was in the van, and next thing it was something to watch. The next thing, Dana and her crew were headed for Hyatt. At first, Giovanni ran the classroom. Giovanni had the classroom up and going, and I hung out with Giovanni for a while. Then I would drive over to Hyatt. All of you apprentices remember all of that. Y'all that are watching. What impressed me at Hyatt first, and I bet it impressed a lot of y'all, was the size of that kitchen. That kitchen was bigger than most homes, bigger than my home. And yet, there were all the apprentices. You know, when I walked in, there was Dana, the job coach, running around, 100 miles an hour. They were slicing, chopping up vegetables, cheese, bread, making salads, pulling food items from the coolers, the freezers, and the pantry, working in the pastry bakery, washing all those pots and all those pans and all those just mountains of dishes. Apprentices never complained, never complained. If you stayed there long enough, that mountain of pots and pans and dishes gradually disappeared, and there was nothing left but clean, shiny silverware, and everything was ready for the next meal. I was honestly impressed with all of you. All of you apprentices have so much potential. You have a work ethic about you. That work ethic's necessary. Later on, when we were at New Braunfels Food Bank, Judy had joined the gang. She was bebopping around the kitchen with all of them. It was fun to watch. It's fun to watch. A lot of good skills being taught. And of course, then there was the classroom, everybody's favorite part. Not. But let me tell you what I saw in the classroom. I saw motivated teachers. I saw motivated students. I saw students who worked together a lot of the time to solve problems as a team. I saw students who participated. I saw students who learned, and that's what we wanted. Those skills learned in that classroom are the skills that will support you in the job. So we had 2 great food service industry apprenticeships. What does that mean? What does that mean, and how will it help you graduates? Well, I gathered a little information from the National Restaurant Association of America. So what industry did you just get to experience? Let's talk about it for a minute. There are currently 15.6 million food service sector jobs in the United States. There's over 1 million restaurant locations in the US. It's projected in the next decade, it'll add 1.6 million new jobs in the food service industry. Here's an interesting tidbit. Jobs in the salary range of $45,000 to $75,000 in the last 8 years grew by 84% in the food service industry. So we're talking jobs that are career jobs, not entry-level jobs, not just entry-level jobs. So you have learned skills in one of the largest industries in America. What did all of you learn beyond culinary skills? What did you learn beyond the culinary skills? Mr. Chamberlain mentioned it a moment ago. He mentioned a couple of them. You learned transferable job skills, skills that you can use at a host of employers in San Antonio. And remember, I just said there's 1 million restaurants in the US. Skills you can learn anywhere you decide to live. You learned competitive skills, skills that will give you an edge over many in the job sector you were trained. Very few people working in the food service industry have been through a formal program. You have skills they don't have. Skills that will help you to get that job, skills that will help you to keep that job, and skills that will grow with you on that job. What did you gain by being a part of the apprenticeship? An increase for the opportunity to experience independence. To be independent means to not rely on others. The ability to support yourself increases that likelihood. And good job skills, they're the beginning for independence. I'd like to close and say this. I hope all of you success as you move forward in life. Remember, you showed the abilities you have this year. You learned new skills and abilities this year. You now have the choice and opportunity to apply those skills and abilities. Good luck to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Heath, for your guidance throughout this process. And again, we're looking forward to working together as we expand this program. I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge 2 individuals who are not joining us today, but nevertheless, their contributions were important. The first was Mr. Jonathan Rocha. He was a graduate intern student at the University of Texas in San Antonio. He's studying social work, and he was there at the beginning of the apprenticeship program, helping with the classroom sessions, facilitating the curriculum, and contributing greatly to the program and into the apprentices' lives. Secondly, I'd like to acknowledge the contribution of Ms. Kinsey Ego. Kinsey also is a graduate student from the University of Texas at Arlington. She is in the social work program, and she also assisted with the apprenticeship program and did various tasks and duties for us and contributed greatly to the final report and so on. So I just wanted to acknowledge those 2 graduate intern students and their contributions. and wish them well in all of their future endeavors. And last but not least, the Alamo Regional Transit, a division within ACOG, who assisted with transportation services for the apprenticeship program so that we could transport the apprentice first to the Hyatt Hill Country Resort and Spa here in San Antonio, Texas, and also assisting with transportation round trip to the New Braunfels Food Bank for the apprentice as well, to be able to experience those apprenticeship programs on site in those executive kitchens. As we move on in our program, we next have Mr. Steven Rodriguez Jr. and thereafter Larry Beard with their testimonials about their experience with the ACOG apprenticeship program.
I would love to thank Maurice because she loved to my good work every day. I would also like to thank you and Dina and Mr. for coaching me at the different job since I know a lot from the person. I know how to coaching and like the food. I really sharing my time in the country.
I'd like to thank my mom, my sister, and my old boss, Rachel. I also like to thank God for the promise that I kept to keep pushing. If it wasn't for them, I would not be graduated today. I would like to thank Judy, Dana, Arnold, and Jill. The apprenticeship program taught me how to be responsible, how to keep my anger under control, to keep a job. For the next apprenticeship program, I would like to tell you stay with the program, that learn everything that you can so you get a job in the future.
Next up, I would like to introduce two special individuals, and that's our ACOG staff. More importantly, the IDDS employment coordinators and job coaches. First, we have Ms. Dana Lewis. Dana?
Okay, so we started our program with 2 staffs and 2 teams. And as they spoke previously, due to circumstances out of our control, we operated the program with 1 job coach and an intern in Giovanni. Our apprenticeship program was at the Hyatt. Our partnership with them was amazing and a great opportunity, which provided the apprentice with lifetime skills and transferable skills as well. We gained a second job coach during the pandemic. Miss Judy came aboard with us, and we were so glad to have her. We also had a new host site, as they mentioned before, with the New Braunfels Food Bank, and they opened their doors up to us gracefully, and we were greatly appreciative of that. It has been such a pleasure to see and to be able to work with the local businesses and partnerships together, and the end result being an exceptional program. I'm very humbled and honored to have been granted the opportunity to participate in creating an apprenticeship program that other states across the nation will look at our program and see it as an accomplishment and the model, that they can look forward to and follow. I'm so proud of this group beyond words. I'm proud of this team, and I'm most proud of the work that everyone has done by coming together this year. Thank you to everyone who helped make this program a true success. Thank you.
Thank you, Dana. And next up, we have Ms. Judy Villarreal. Judy was the IDDS Employment Coordination Specialist. Judy?
Right, thank you, Gio. Greetings to everyone. Although I was not part of the apprentice program at the beginning, I was fortunate enough to work with them at the apprentice curriculum with Dana, and enjoyed working with the apprentices at the New Braunfels Food Bank. The expectations of the program at the end were to continue to learn culinary skills in the food industry. The food bank with a smooth transition from the Hyatt Regency Hill Country Resort and Spa. The greatest success in this apprenticeship program has been seeing how much each individual improved throughout the program and how patient and flexible they remain throughout the COVID-19 pandemic. In retrospect, the greatest challenges of the program have been adjusting to the new normal of wearing a mask on a daily basis at work. The apprentices quickly adapted after the routine was established and have been successful with adapting to the new safety protocols. I believe the apprenticeship program had accomplished what it set out to do. The apprentices completed all the hours of classroom curriculum training and were placed at the food bank to continue gaining other culinary job skills. Each individual had improved significantly on their soft skills, for example, their attitude, communication, teamwork, and most of all, flexibility. I want to thank each apprentice for their hard work and their relentless flexibility. I am extremely proud of each individual and your accomplishments. Thank you for letting me speak today. Thank you.
Thank you, Judy. At this time, I want to acknowledge a very important individual, the inaugural winner of the ACOG Apprenticeship Rising Star, Manette Pulliam. Manette completed 100% of the curriculum and made up any work days that she missed, as well as went above and beyond during her time at the program. So again, we want to recognize Manette Pulliam as the inaugural Rising Star for the ACOG Apprenticeship Program. Up next, we're going to watch two more videos, one from Samuel and Manette. Thank you.
I would like to thank Miss Judy and Miss Dana for helping me different job sites. The apprenticeship program taught me a lot of job skills that I would love to use in the future.
First, I just want to give thanks to God. I also want to thank the apprenticeship program for the opportunity, for the different skills, and the curriculums. I couldn't have had this experience without having great co-workers and coaches. I appreciate each of you. Thanks to New Braunfels Food Bank for the opportunity and experience and skills I learned, and the great chefs and volunteers, and to the Hyatt staff for the same experiences. And also, I would like to say I really appreciate the award that I received. It's really truly an honor. If it wasn't for my main coach, day one, I wouldn't have done this without her. I will never forget this program and my coworkers and the good times we had together. Let's go team.
Awesome. Next, I would like to introduce our featured speaker for today's ceremony, Ms. Stephanie Crane. Stephanie is a 35-year-old self-advocate, a recent graduate of the PAC program at Palo Alto College, an entrepreneur, and an employee of Morgan's Wonderland. Stephanie likes to dance, watch movies, and hang with friends at San Antonio Fire. She had her own business for 2 years. It was called 4-Leaf Coffee, an online coffee store. Unfortunately, the business closed in March 2020 due to a decline in sales. However, Stephanie has earned 4 certificates from Palo Alto College, 1 in data entry, billing and account collector, secretarial assistant, and general office. Without further ado, please give a warm welcome to today's featured speaker, Stephanie Crane.
Hi, my name is Stephanie, and I want to congratulate all of you on your accomplishments. I am 35 years old. I use my own business called 4-Leaf Coffee. It was an online coffee store that my mom helped me with. We had a business for 1.5 years until March 2020. People would go our website to order coffee. We would receive an email. I would help package up the coffee and do the inventory. My biggest role was to help my mom to sell it at events. I told everyone about the delicious coffee, tea, and hot chocolate at the same time. I was taking classes at Palo Alto College in the PAC program. This program helped me earn 4 certificates in business data, entry, bill, account, collector, and general office, and secretarial assistant. I had to take business English, business math, data processing, among many other classes. It helped me learn more about running a business. That many things I learned while I owned 4-Leaf Coffee was talking to people without being nervous. To help sell the coffee, tea, and hot chocolate, I also learned how to do math when I did inventory. My mom tried to show me how to do the computer stuff, but it was a little difficult for me. I was just named the 2021 Princess Fiesta Especial. One of my goals for that is to do public speaking in front of many people. This is great. Opportunity for me to speak to all of you and learn to not be nervous. And additional to the coffee business, I have also worked a few jobs, including Jason's Deli, Institute for Women's Health, and now I work at Morgan's Wonderland. Because of COVID, Morgan's is not open. And so I have not been able to work this year. I have accomplished a lot. Feel successful. I think all of you should feel the same. I wish all of you lots of successful success in your future jobs opportunities. Congratulations again. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. We really appreciate you taking the time to join us today. And good luck to you in all of your future endeavors. At this time, we're going to have our final ceremony video. And shortly thereafter, I'll come back with some final remarks. Wow, wasn't that fantastic? Once again, we want to thank all of our partners, the Texas Health and Human Services Commission, for the grant funding of the apprenticeship program, both Monty Chamberlain and Mr. Glenn Heath for all of their assistance and guidance throughout this entire process. We'd like to thank our ACOG Board of Directors, executive management, and all of the staff, including our service coordinators and our admin assistants who helped to get this apprenticeship program from start to finish and assisted with this graduation ceremony, and to all the vendors who helped as well. A hearty thank you to you as well. I also want to say congratulations to all of the graduates today. You've persevered through an incredible experience, a global pandemic, and all of the other barriers that took place this year. But you made it here to the graduation. And we just want to encourage you to go forward, to never stop dreaming, never stop pushing, and to continue to be the best you that you can be. And also, we want to thank all of the individuals who helped with the ceremony today, all of the behind the scenes staff. helping with the audio and technical issues. And last but certainly not least, it's a tradition at ACOG that with all of our meetings and events, we have a prayer. So with that, if you could please join me in this closing prayer, and then we will log off. Heavenly Father, thank you for this graduation and for this apprenticeship program. Thank you for the blessing that it has been to ACOG and for the community at large. Thank you for all the staff and the participants who gave wholeheartedly of themselves to make sure that this apprenticeship program was successful, and we declare that it has been successful. We thank you, Lord, for the future of this apprenticeship program and each of these graduates as they go forward in the workplace. We pray that they find success and favor in your sight, Heavenly Father. And thank you once again for all of the contributions of the staff and the community to make this program such a success. We hope that it will go further and even greater throughout Texas and also into the United States as a whole. Thank you once again for blessing this program and having us to enjoy this incredible holiday season with our family, friends, and colleagues. In your most precious name we pray, amen. And with that, thank you all for joining us for the 2020 ACOG Apprenticeship Ceremony. Happy holidays, everyone.